Scott and I have been doing this for a long time. So I'm the Chief Strategy Officer for Third Stage. And you, Scott?
Scott Janke, Managing Director at Third Stage.
And both of us have been going through strategy, probably the selection part of ERP systems and planning, and the implementations. I've got over 140 implementations of different software systems, different ERP systems, many in the name of digital transformation along the way. And I see nodding heads here. I know that there are a lot of you that have been involved in this all the way through. And we're coming to really an inflection point, I believe. Another hot nodding head, right? So with the advent of AI and all of the things that are changing, it really does remind us, as Eric was, I think, saying earlier today about the Y2K change. Certainly the cloud change, everybody moving from on-premise to cloud, and now the addition of AI, and really just moving away from monolithic ERP systems to more composable ERP systems, and all of the edge solutions that we use to identify surrounding ERP. Scott, you want to talk about your background just a little bit?
Sure. Been a consultant most of my career, going on 35 or so years. But I've routinely moved out of consulting into operational roles. So I've been a COO and a VP of operations before, and actually took a small stint out of both of those roles and was a full-time faculty at UT Dallas. Ran one of their Masters of Science programs, STEM program, and pretty much taught operations management and project management as a general core. But found myself looking on LinkedIn to an ad from Third Stage and thought, why not? And 4.5 years later, here I am. So not only am I the managing director for Third Stage, so Third Stage does not have a sales team. The directors are the sales team and the delivery team. So a lot of the challenges we have with SIs and others are the handoffs. You don't get that with us. But also, Eric has bestowed upon me the practice lead for our expert witness engagements as well. So we bring that into fold on our active projects and then also on our expert witness cases as well. I have a couple slides in here related to that, and much to what has already been discussed, especially on Eric's presentation. Much of the problems we see in our litigation support are basic, simple things. It's just large projects have a lot of them. We'll talk about that in a minute. I see some familiar faces. Everyone has heard the story of how Third Stage was named 1,000 times, or you want me to go over it 1,001? So essentially the analogy of a rocket launch is just that, right? The stages of getting something into orbit, getting to the moon and back and the like. We find that, actually I find this description a little self-defeating in the sense that this represents a one-way single project evolution. And what we're telling our clients and what we hear all the time in the conferences like this is that it's a transformation that never ends. So essentially it's a rinse and repeat kind of process. So while an organization may be leveraging a series of ERPs and other point solutions quite well, as we've heard, can't stay there. So they're going to evolve through this again. And with competing demands for resources, especially the eco-political systems around the world, there's going to be some good companies that are going to stop somewhere between 1 and 2 or 2 or 3. And they're going to need some help. And so that's where our role is as Third Stage Consulting. The next one is just the fact that we are in multiple locations around the world. Obviously, US is our primary domain. But we are a team of consultants. And one thing that I'll express now, not every resource we put on a project is a W-2. I'll say that out loud, but everyone understands that's damn near impossible unless we become another Big Four, right? So we have a core set of directors and SMEs that we bring on a project, and we bring in select key resources to work point solutions or point activities on a project. Clients are fully aware of this, and it's leveraged and worked quite well for us over the last 5 or 6 years.
So, major statement, right? ERP is dead. Long live DEO. So, digital enterprise operations. We talk a lot about how ERP is not just core financials, supply chain, human resources, right? It's all of the edge solutions that go around that and how they interoperate within your business, within your organization is really the key to your success or possibly failure in terms of digital transformation or business transformation as we more rightly should look at it, right? So digital enterprise operations is a much more apt description of everything that's coming together right now. The Internet of Things working hand in hand with AI and being able to go out and get information from outside the organization as well as inside the organization to provide insights and information that you can actually take actions on. This is really just kind of core to transformation. Again, when we talk about organizations that are moving from the way that they've been doing things for 20, 40, 60 years to a new environment where they're updating processes, they're streamlining the way that they go to business in the marketplace. They're trying to create competitive advantage. They're trying to create value within the organization. They've got to take advantage of a lot of these cool tools to future-proof their business, right? You're not going to make a decision to make this move again in 2 or 3 years. It's going to be one time for the next 20 or 30 years that you're going to do this.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
How many have more than one ERP in their ecosystem? One? Okay. We're actually finding the larger the company, we're finding more and more of that, typically acquired through acquisitions. So the ideal picture of getting rid of disparate systems and getting no longer applies to them. They're like, we're not starting over. You have to live with a combination of all this stuff. So the principles are simple. The execution is quite difficult.
So you just described exactly what we normally see, right? Sometimes we have multiple ERPs. We certainly have data analytics, BI, that have been developed over the last probably decade, because that's really as long as people have been looking at data lakes and getting the information into a single repository that they can then mine for that vital information about how the organization is faring, right? All of the this is really predicated upon a client that we're currently working with that is kind of a picture of their topology right now.